Hi guys, this is Bhaskar. Very welcome to my YouTube channel. As a part of this video, I'm going to talk about how to create a half diamond pattern with star symbols, digits, and alphabets with fixed numbers and alphabets in every row. So, for what I meant for that is like suppose when n is equal to 3, suppose when n is equal to 3, I want to print the patterns like this as I showed in the images here. So the first row will be one star, and the second row would be two stars, and third row would be like three stars. And the below fourth row and fifth row, it's going to be again decreasing like two and one. So similarly for numbers and alphabets, I'm going to display here. So what would be the logic here to design this is, I'm going to use for loops, first for loop to print these three rows, and the second for loop to print this below two rows. Um, with the for loops, again, if you have already watched my previous videos, you would know that I'm going to use that range functions as well as for loops and the print statement to print this pattern basically. So uh, how do I come up with this logic? The first record should be like one, and the second record will be like two, and third one will be like three stars, fourth two, and fifth one. So when I loop through the for loop for n is equal to 3, the range for I is equal to 0 to 3, 0, 1, 2 for range functions will give me these values, range of 3. Okay. So the first one will be like, since I is equal to 0 here, I can use I plus 1. So since in the for loop the I will be increasing to 0, 1, 2, so the values would be like 1, 2, and 3. So we can print these stars with this logic here, multiplied by this number of times, repeated this number of times. And then the next for loop, I can use the n minus 1 because I need only two rows here. So I can use n minus 1 values, but I need to decrease this. So I am going to add one more value like I or j. So this logic should do me the this pattern. So let's try to do it in the Python programming language. So here I'm just taking the size of the diamond pattern here. Okay. With stars, let's see the logic with stars. So the logic for the numbers and alphabets also remains similar. Okay. So first is I want to print the first star here. So let me loop it through the for loop for I in range of n. Suppose if n is equal to 3, the values would be displayed is 0 and 1 comma 2. This would be, I would be using these values here for 3. So let me print the first star here. Along with star, I also need space here for the second record and third record here. Okay, so I'm just going to give space. That one will be repeated by I plus 1 times. Okay, so this will do the logic for the first three rows. So I want the second, like fourth and fifth row also. So for that, I'll create one more for loop for j in range of n minus 1. So this will be like the value should be 0 and 1 here. So for this, I want to print again star space, but that would be repeated by this one n minus 1 minus j. So n minus 1 will be 2, 3 minus 1 will be 2, 2 minus 0 will be 2. So the fourth row, two stars will be printed with space. And the next loop, I will be 1, sorry, j will be 1, and n minus 3 minus 2 will be 1, so one star will be there. Okay, so this is how I can print this pattern with stars. So the similar logic works for the numbers and alphabets. So for the numbers, let me copy the same code here. And for the numbers here, instead of star, I want to print the actual numbers here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use I plus 1, and that will be looped into the converted into string, these numbers. So this should do the logic for me here. Similarly, this one, instead of star, I can use Okay, let me remove extra parenthesis. This will print me the numbers. So similarly for character alphabets. So as I already told you that I'm going to use a char function here. Char of 65 will be A. So that's the reason I'm going to use char. Along with this, I also need some space here. Similarly, char of 65 is A plus I'm going to loop it with I. It will give me next, the first loop would be 65 itself plus space. I'm going to loop it through the entire thing. It will be repeated with that. Similarly here, char of 65 minus n minus. Okay, let me give it as 3. So I'm getting error here at line number 12. So line number 12, print string of. So it won't, we can convert only this one. So let me, this whole thing need to be multiplied. Okay, okay, this should do the logic. 63 plus 3 gives me 66. Since first will be 0, it will be fine. Then it will be reduce this. So I think this should do the logic here. Okay, let me try to run it again. Okay, yeah. So let's change the size of the pattern and see. Yeah, I think I got the expected results. So this is how the logic it works here for the alphabets. Okay. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe my YouTube channel.